Hello and welcome to another edition of Sit Down with the Director. I'm Robin Phillips and I'm here again today with our Director of Schools, Bobby Cox. Bobby?
Hello, Robin. How are you?
I'm great.
Good, good.
We are filming today, I guess, the end of February.
Right.
And lots going on in the school system. Of course, this time of year we have everything's up and running and
Weather's warm, so that's
warm
good right now.
For the short term at least, and we hope for the long haul.
Right.
And we have a lot of stuff going on with building projects. We have a couple of schools, West Elementary and Bobby Ray, that are going to get partial new buildings revamped. And could you share a little bit about where we are in that process?
Yeah, sure. It'd be a good update for everybody. We're working hard on Bobby Ray right now. Trying to get it to the point where we can bid that project before school's out and start construction actually on the last day of school. So we're hoping on May the 25th we will be starting construction on the Bobby Ray project if everything goes well. But we have some testing that has to be done prior to that, and our architects are working hard to get that completed. And then we will turn our focus after Bobby Ray starts, and we'll turn our focus to West Elementary. We have some preliminary plans already done at West, but we're still working through those with the staff and with architects and engineers to try to get that project where we want it. But have spent less time on West Elementary than we have Bobby Ray right now. And then the goal for West Elementary is to bid that project hopefully in August and start maybe in September, because there's some work that can probably go on through the end of the year that won't impact school going on. So that's kind of the plan right now with those two projects.
Okay, and for anybody who hasn't seen the pictures of these two schools, I mean, they're going to look different when it's not just internal stuff. They're going to have a different look when they get finished.
Right.
But particularly Bobby Ray is going to be much more of a continuous structure. In other words, they're going to build a part in the middle that will connect two buildings,
Right.
so that it'll be connected on the front side, and even connected to all three buildings will be under one roof.
Right, right. That's,
so to speak.
Yeah, kind of the goal for safety there is to move the office area in the front of the school to Chancery Street to actually make that the front of the building. And so the public would enter there, not have to go around and back, and hopefully improve our security. And then we've always wanted to connect the three buildings, so the only building that wouldn't be connected would be the gym. But there is a walkway, covered walkway there, but we plan on doing some fencing and things of that type to secure that campus and try to upgrade that. So that's the plan right now. And then hopefully that'll make it secure, give them the room space that they need, and upgrade the building. But it'll
help with weather.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, with weather, and it's going to be a long process. I mean, we've only got part of the money. I mean, $6 million is what we've been awarded from the county commission. So we're trying to split that about 3 and 3, and then over the next several years, we'll pick up other pieces of that project. We're also looking for some grant funds or low interest loan funds as well to keep that project going. So.
Okay, so contingent on geotechnical and surveying and all that, then we'll get that bid, and then that's one reason we're doing it in the summer is because where that work will take place is really in the center of campus between those buildings. So they need to try to get that done and accomplished before school starts.
We're exactly right.
And then we'll move on to West, which is again going to add some space, but will be off more toward the side of the school rather than in the center.
Yeah, the goal there is to kind of give them a new library, so a couple of new classrooms, some new bathrooms, really take everything out of the gym and make that a full-size gym, and add some entry space on the back of that. And then in the inside of the building to renovate some bathrooms there, add some bathrooms there, and some more classroom space. So that's kind of the plan for West.
Well, they are exciting, and it's been very interesting for me, and I'm sure anybody who's been keeping up with that, the transition of the creativity, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
to take that and make it look like something completely different
That's
with a lot of
what
usable space and practical at the same time.
Right, right. That's what we hope to do.
Okay, cool. Well, we also have another new project going on at the high school that is not going to be funded by the school board or the county
Right.
commission, and
Right.
that is the FFA barn that the Alumni Association is planning to erect on the high school campus.
Right, right.
So can you share a little bit of information about that?
Yes, we had had some discussion, or the administration at the high school and FFA alumni had some discussion about possibly having a barn on campus. We've always had small animals that we've used in our agriculture program here, and worked with local farmers and things of that type to bring those animals in, along with our FFA. But they wanted to try to build a barn that way they could have larger animals in. So the school board approved that at our last meeting, and we're actually meeting today to try to get that process started. It'll be located behind the baseball field, close to our maintenance area, where we would be able to connect electricity, and we're working to connect the plumbing and everything that needs to be done. But the FFA has collected some funds, and we'll be completing some fundraisers. So no money will go into it from the school board perspective, but it'll be donations from the FFA alumni, and then our part of the project would be to make sure there's electricity, plumbing, and then we would maintain that project from now on once it's built. So it was a good proposal, and we're continuing to work on that, and I think it'll be good long term for our community and support agriculture in our community, and keep that moving forward.
Yeah, it sounds very exciting, and
Yeah.
like it'll give our kids a big advantage over,
Right.
others that wouldn't have that access, whether that be in college or if they go out and start farming and need to
Right.
know how to vaccinate their animals. I think was the example that they gave us
Sure,
at the
sure.
school board meeting. So
Right.
very cool project.
It is.
Exciting. Okay, now also we wanted to talk a little bit about something that's going on next week on the 5th from 6 to 8. We are having an active shooter presentation training by Ben Cantrell from McMinnville Police Department, who's
Right.
going to head that up to help parents and students and community members and even business owners that don't have any connection with the school, how they could prepare and act when there might be an active shooter around.
Right.
So could you share a little bit more about that and invite everyone to attend? of
Oh,
course.
sure. Well, we would like to invite everyone to attend. It's free. There's no charge. 6 p.m. on March the 5th at the high school auditorium. You're more than welcome to come. We hope we have a full crowd. The safety and security are always, paramount in schools. But whenever there is an event like happened in Florida or in Kentucky or any other state, we have that heightened sense of alert with our plans, and we try to take those opportunities to look at our plans, make sure they're in good shape, do everything we can to have the best laid plans that we can, but we can never stop totally what somebody else is going to do. If that happens, or whenever it happens in this school or any school, then we go into our reaction mode, and then we have to try to solve the situation that's in hand. So just trying to let everybody know each school has a safety plan. Our district has a safety plan. We don't talk about the details of that plan, because if we did, then everybody would know what our plan was, and
Including the bad guys.
including the people who might do
The
harm
active
to
shooter.
our to our students or our school. So we just don't talk about that publicly. But we meet every year with our law enforcement, EMS, 911, ambulance service, sheriff's department, police department, and we go over our plans. All of law enforcement has updated schematics and drawings of our schools. They have entry to our buildings. They know what they would do if there's ever an issue. We run tabletop drills, we run active drills, we have lockdown, soft lockdown, hard lockdown, lockout, shelter in place, all types of weather drills. So, hopefully we have the best laid plans in place that we never have to use. But, we can never predict, and, whatever plan we have could never prevent, what has already happened in those states. We just try to make sure that it doesn't happen here, and, we pray every day that it won't happen here. But we're trying to, actively look at those on an ongoing basis.
Okay.
So.
Okay, and again, we have, SROs on all
Sure,
campuses.
every building has an SRO.
And all that. But this active shooter presentation will be more like what individuals can do to
Right.
prepare,
Right.
besides the plan, just how to be aware of your surroundings, how to, I guess some tips
and things to do,
things
right.
like that. And this is similar to the one that we had last year,
A few years ago.
a couple of years ago. But again, it's very timely. It'd be great for students, teachers, parents, any employer, unfortunately, has a similar risk in their building. So
Right.
churches, all kinds of groups. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout for that, and it'll help people feel a little bit more
Right.
prepared as well.
Well, and we would like to take the opportunity, or I would like to take the opportunity, if parents see things that just doesn't look right, then they need to notify somebody. They need to notify 911. It's always better to notify somebody and it be nothing than to not do anything and it be something. So, if they're waiting, for someone, waiting in the parking lot to pick their child up for school, or notice somebody, that looks out of place, then they need to report it. They can call 911, they can call the school administration, but they need to let somebody know, and it needs to be checked out, because again, we just never know what could happen. So.
Right, and I'm sure we would also encourage all of our students to do the same
way.
and also to have parents talk to their students about that.
Right, exactly.
Okay, we wanted to go over a little bit of the testing updates. We're getting ready to get into testing season, or I guess have already begun.
In some respects, yes, started already.
Okay, can you tell us about that?
Well, April, when we hit, April and March, especially after spring break, we'll be testing, pretty much full bore. So when we come back from spring break and get into April and into May, we'll be state testing. High school testing will be online this year. That's mandatory from the state. So we've been trying to do some practice and test to make sure our system's going to handle that. And I think we will, but we will probably encounter some problems. This is the first year that we've done it. And then next year, I think 5-8 will be going online. So, it's always evolving, it seems like, with testing. We have end of course exams at the high school, which is part of our accountability. Same way in 3 through 8, and we also test second grade as well, but those are not online. Those are paper pencil tests, second through fourth grade. So, and then this year 5 through 8 will be on paper, but next year it'll be online. So we just want to encourage everybody to, continue to kind of look for that information as it comes out. You can go to our website. We have a testing page on our website that you can look at. But we want to encourage our students to do the best that they can, and parents to help them as well. It is something that's very important to our school district, and we've done very well in the past with making progress, and we want to continue to do that. But it'll be here before we know it, so it's not too early to start looking at that.
Okay, and also those EOC exams and potentially TCAP are also a part of the student's grade.
right.
Assuming we get it back, it is a
time.
substantial part of their grade, so they do need to be aware. And some of those classes, if they don't take it, then they don't get the credit. They'd have to sit for it again. So
Right.
it is important to be aware, try to be healthy and rested and prepared for that.
That's right.
Okay. Speaking of healthy, I think we're starting to see a little bit less flu. I think you said
right.
today that we're getting back into normal, but
Right.
obviously people need to still try to take care of themselves and
Yeah.
stay well.
We were very fortunate. This year I think we had a bout with the flu right before Christmas break, and then about 3 weeks ago, it seemed like we had a lot of sickness, but we never got over 9%. 9% of students out was our highest range. Now there may have been in pockets for 2 or 3 days schools that had more out, but we're back down to normal now, about 6%. We don't really even look at closing. Some of the schools around us closed. We don't even look at closing by recommendation of the health department until we hit 10-12% for a sustained amount of time. So usually about a week or 4 or 5 days of 10% or above, then yeah, we would probably look at an epidemic status, I guess you'd say. But for us, I think our custodians and health services nurses did a good job of making sure that we got that message out, and parents did a good job of trying to keep their kids healthy. Obviously, they don't want them to be sick, and so we hopefully we're out of the woods with the flu this year, I hope.
Okay, flu season's not all the way over though, so
No,
make
that's
sure everybody needs to make sure they're continuing to wash their hands and that sort of thing. But we're not sure we're out of snow, but we have 1 day left.
That's right.
In case, and as we know, we're still in February, so there's that chance. But
yes.
be mindful, parents and guardians, to make sure that your child still remembers what they're supposed to do in case of snow or rain, flooding, other weather issues that we could have here in the spring.
That's right.
Tornado even, possibly. So we've still got 1 day left for that, and then we have also coming up spring break, which is the week of
March the 16th, 17th.
Okay.
Around that time frame.
Okay.
Third week
so
of
it's
March.
the 3rd week of March, and we will have a PD day
On the 16th.
The
So it's the
16th.
19th is actually when it starts.
So it'll be the week of the 19th for spring break. No school for kids.
Right.
No daycare.
No daycare.
And we will not have school for students on the 16th, Friday the 16th, because our staff will be involved in professional development that day. So kids get a nice week and a day break.
That's right.
And parents, you have your kids for a week and a day.
That's right.
So enjoy them very much, and
be ready to test when you get back.
be ready to test, rested, healthy, and ready to test when you get back. So, well, thank you, Bobby, for being here and sharing what's going on in Warren County Schools.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.